Today I'm going to show you on how to wire a lamp controlled by two three-way switches. When do we use three-way switch? Actually, three-way switch is used to control a lamp in two different locations. A typical example of this is in a staircase wherein if you're going to climb up the stairs, you have to open the lamp using the switch downstairs, and once you're up, you may now turn off the light using the second three-way switch. Before we proceed with our wiring installation, I am going to show you the difference a single pole switch and a three-way switch. So if you will notice here, in an ordinary switch, there are no numbers indicated. This is a single pole switch, and however, in a three-way switch, there are numbers 0, 1, and number 3. The number 0 is for the connection, and numbers 1 and 3 is our traveler. Three-way switch is also different with three-gang switch. I'm explaining this because some of the hardwares here in the Philippines does not know how to identify a three-way switch, an ordinary switch like this, and the three-gang switch. Okay, so let us proceed. This time I prepared three colors of wires, the color black, red, and yellow. I will be putting this colored black for 0, red for number 1, and yellow for number 3. Now, if you don't have these types of wire, you may use also, if you only have one color of wire, we may use electric tape to indicate the numbers. So we may use, for example, in here, we may leave the 0 with no mark. For number 1, we may use a narrow size of wire like this. So we can indicate this as our number 1. But you have to make sure that it is 2 to 3 inches away from the end of the wire, and this wider size of electrical tape will indicate number 3 for our number 3. So we now have our indicator. This is for the number 1, number 3, and there will be no marking for our 0. We have to mark our wires so that when we connect the wires in our junction box, there will be no confusions with our connection. Okay, so make sure that we follow the stripping length. So number 0, black for our number 0, black. Red for number 1. Make sure that you hear the ticking sound. Once we hear the ticking sound, that means our wire is already locked. Okay, and the yellow for number 3. We have to make sure that the wires are fully inserted. So we have to do the same on our second switch. So basically we're done with switch number 1, and I already fixed it into our utility box. And now we are going to proceed with switch number 2. So we're insert black for our 0. Okay, and red for number 1. Here, number 1. Can you see that? Number 1, red. And the yellow one, oops, sorry. So the yellow for number 3. Can you see that? Okay, number 3, yellow. Oops. Okay, so it is not defeat. Now let us insert the wire into our flexible hose. Good, switch. Now we already have our wires from switch number 1 and switch number 2. So let us proceed with our connection. In here I have connected one wire from our lamp and a wire from our source. Now another wire from our lamp will be connected with 0 of our switch number 2. And another wire from our source will be connected with the number 0 of switch number 1. Actually, it is not necessary which wire are we connecting, so we are going to choose which is nearer the source or the lamp. Now how about our number 1 of switch number 1 and number 1 of switch number 2 of our three-way switch. So we are going to connect these two. So that is why it is easier if we have the color-coded wires, so that it would be easier for us to know which wire should be connected. And we are going to do the same with, which number is this? Number 3. Okay. So the color-coded wire makes it easier for us to do the connection. If we have only one color wire like the black one, so sometimes we get confused. That is why it is important to have the marking. So as I have mentioned, we may use our electric tape as a marking, so we can use no marking for 0, the narrow size wire for number 1, and the wider one for number 3. Or if you have other colors of wire, electrical wire, or electric tape, you may also use that to indicate the numbers in our three-way switch. So let us check this one and let us try if this will work. In putting electrical tapes, make sure that no copper wires are exposed. Now let's put on our lamp. Now let's turn on the breaker. Let us turn it on. Wow, it's working. Now let us turn it off using this one. Turn this on and off. Okay. So see you next time. Bye.